Hello, I'm Jenna Lockert.
And I'm Lianka Reyna.
Ain't it fun having friends that support the elitist dreamer in you?
This podcast is for the way too much unrealistic seeker.
Tune in every Tuesday and have fun up-leveling.
This is the Hot House of Podcast.
Since the last time we talked with Janet, it really got me thinking. And yet I like to put myself in a category where maybe I'm not an empath, but as I started learning more about what an empath actually is, I have all the miserable symptoms of it. I had way too much head noise. I used to have panic attacks in crowded areas. I simply wanted to use drugs and alcohol to go away for probably the first 20 years of my adulthood. I have used courses and programs all my life in personal development to help myself with all these things. It really made me become aware of how important this is to really get what it means to be an empath so that you can embrace the shadow side of that and really unearth what it means to be both highly feeling and deeply able to have less overwhelm and less noise with all of that. So I'm really excited about this topic. I was telling Lianka right before this call,
I was like, just go into it. Just tell him how you
this
received
is
it.
a little wild. My brain sometimes likes to go on a little trip. I think this is really important for you to hear. As you know, most of your thoughts aren't yours, right? And people forget to question their thoughts. We are asking questions like, does this belong to me? Who does this belong to? Send this noise back to the light. But here's another little tip and thought that I wanted to add to your repertoire. And that is, if aliens talk to us telepathically, not just through galactic channeling, but through conversations and where people have seen aliens and UFOs and felt them say something telepathically, and it felt benevolent or it felt malice. It made me think, wow, there is a technology out there that could be totally controlling every move we make because we do believe our thoughts.
If I feel like I'm not worthy, then my moves might be stay in bed all day, right? Those thoughts are telepathically coming in and I'm believing them, then I could be operating more days and that becomes my character. So I
Right.
see what you're saying.
And in fact, not only it could speak to you telepathically once or twice, and then we fire and wire our neurosynapses
Whoa.
together to put ourselves in a pattern of this constant noise. So I've been
I see a lot of heads saying yes, 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 I hear you.
it doesn't have to come from an alien or telepathic. It could come from your parents just telling you that you're bad and wrong, or you took it that way in your childhood. Really matter. The other thing I've been playing with is who would I be with total control of my thoughts, and who would I be without thought? And
With total discernment of my thoughts and no thought.
yeah, just a little original thought for this morning. You can dive into it any way that you want to. And I think that this conversation is going to help you really be able to discern what is mine, what is light, and not just quote a thought, because we've got 60,000 some thoughts going through our head all day long that are uncontrollable, but really becoming a different essence and being, so that being an empath that's overwhelmed doesn't have to be so overwhelming.
Thank you so much. I'll leave this thought from Oprah Winfrey. She has interviewed everyone from Eckhart Tolle to Marianne Williamson, who've been doing this type of work for a very, very long time. And while she doesn't mention aliens per se, she does talk about the thoughts in her head. And she says the one thing that she has for sure learned, and after everything she knows for sure, in her book, she talks about all of these different thoughts. We are not, and she says specifically, you are not your thoughts. And one way to become, you are the observer. And one way to ensure you come back to the place of observation is to stop and throughout the day ask yourself, am I aware?
Mhm.
And it brings you immediately back into presence. And I thought, wow, is it that easy? But yes, it can be. Instead of spiraling with the thoughts, no matter where the thought is coming from, whether it's childhood or outside of yourself or the news, ask yourself, am I aware? You can do that quietly. That was really beautiful. And then we learned from Karen Tobiasen to these thoughts are not your own. If it's negative, just send it to the light. And I thought that was very fun too. So we can remember that during this holiday season if we're becoming inundated. Thank
Especially
you.
if you're around family and empathing all their shit. All right, let's talk some space weather news.
Good morning in Mystic Space Weather News. Today, everyone, it's 12/12/2024, and we are calling this the 12/12 portal. So that's really exciting. In Mystic Space Weather News, the end of 2024 is next level as we prepare our light bodies to activate the new level of ascension. Many attempts to block the light coming into Earth, along with many distractions. Stay laser focused. Am I aware? Send it back to the light. Stay laser focused on what your heart wants to create. This 12/12 portal opens a gateway into your new chapter of life of major transformation. This is why you've needed so much more rest than usual lately. And it may be why you're feeling like you've been stuck. But this has just been the arrow being pulled back for you to integrate the information so your oracle can catapult forward and blast you off into the most aligned, powerful, abundant, and love-filled reality that you've ever experienced. Exclamation point. This is the time to believe, expect miracles. Give thanks every day for the major change that's happening in your life right now and do it daily. There we go. And
Yay.
that's what I got from Mystic Space Weather News. Exciting times.
You can feel the energy today.
You
It's just,
can.
yeah,
I love it
I
so
love
much.
these portal days. It just feels like it's literally a portal.
It does. It whisks you into a whole new dimension. And we've got a great topic for you today. Janet's got some really fun things to share with us. Janet is one of those that gravitated toward, like, she just knows her stuff and has been working in this energies for so long. Just the amount of how she's so open is how she receives and how she explains stuff.
Thank you for the invitation.
Well, Janet, let's start with why is it that you wanted to focus your work especially on empaths?
Let me just say that my work is very broad, but in recognizing, so I ask Spirit all the time, what is it that people need right now? So many people are awakening at this time, big waves of people. And when I got my wake up call, it was 2011. And so I started meditating and eating more healthy, and that started detoxing, which started all the emotion coming up and feeling overwhelmed with my own emotion, realizing that when the cat died and I cried for like 3 days, this must be grief that's bigger than this pet, this animal companion. And then I went, oh, okay, it's all the grief that I've experienced in all timelines, in all bodies, and my ancestral cellular memory, although I didn't know those words at that time. But I realized that what I was feeling was immense. I also did not know that at that time I felt everyone. I felt the planet. I felt the collective consciousness, because in oneness, we are all that. Jenna started out by saying, I hear a thought. It could be, you use the word alien. I like to call them our galactic brothers and sisters. And I choose to communicate with our galactic brothers and sisters of the light. And anything less than that, you're for someone else, not me. How can we do that? How is it as an empath we feel, you're feeling great one morning and then you go out to do some Christmas shopping and all of a sudden you're feeling all this stress. And it's all the stress of everyone else who's got a very long list and they're pushing themselves crazy to do way more than is necessary to have a lovely holiday season with their families. And the pressure they're putting on themselves, and you're going, this is overwhelming. So why do we feel all that? Because the first truth is we are one. We are one being, one consciousness, one awareness. And we're one with our galactic brothers and sisters not hanging out near the earth plane. We can connect with all of them, and we're very, very part of the oneness of everybody hanging out here on earth. And when you get in your car and you drive off to the mall, you're really feeling everybody within a mile or two of you. And you get in the mall and you really feel everybody who's doing the consume thing and stressed out. So that is our natural state, to be aware. Lianka said, am I aware? Well, yes, I can be aware, but does it need to overwhelm you? No. And then that's why I put a program together in the summer and brought it here to share with Jeneth and Lianka to help all those of you who have your hearts wide open, your beautiful, compassionate souls. Well, what does that mean is likely to happen? You open your heart and then you become aware of way more than just your own consciousness, awareness, your own thoughts. When we were more closed down, we could hear ourselves thinking, less so. And now we hear everybody's thoughts. I could be sitting in the car. A kind fellow lets me in to go first because I asked, I wonder who's going to let me in so that I can get through this intersection. One beautiful soul kindly waves me in and I go in and catch the last part of the green light and the yellow. He's behind me in the red, get stopped. And I hear him say, no good deed goes unpunished. So this is how he's responding to the, oh, great, I'm going to do a kind thing for this lady and let her in. But whack, his belief is, oh, now he's been punished. He has to sit and wait at the red light. When I first started hearing other people's thoughts, I thought, whoa, is that my thought? I'm thinking that. I don't think I'm trash talking myself like that or running myself down. A lot of those running oneself down thoughts, they're not yours, ladies and gentlemen. Sadly, they shouldn't be anybody's. But those who are feeling unworthy, doubting yourself, wondering if you're good enough, wondering if you're lovable, wondering if you're loved. And of course, you are all that. Why? Because I am all that I am. And the moment we choose to be feeling loved, we start receiving more. It gets reflected back to us because we're resonating at that. This is our natural state to be aware, as Lianka said so beautifully. And when we're aware and you're really open, your field is open, you can be aware of everything. And so if that feels a little bit too much, the program I put together teaches you the skills. Because now, a second reason, why am I offering this and focusing on this now? It was because when I woke up, I was overwhelmed. I used to be able to go to the grocery store or out shopping, and I felt miserable. I felt overwhelmed. I said, well, I can't do this thing of waking up if I'm unable to stay in my balance, and knowing that I left the house feeling up and now I'm crying and I'm sobbing and I have to leave the store before I've even finished my shopping and go to my car and sob. It was like, whoa, what's going on here? So I stopped and asked for help. And I said, I don't get it. I don't understand this. What do I do? So the angel spoke to me because I'd started by that time having conversations with three of the angels, Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. And Archangel Michael said, we could help you, drive out.
So I guess what if people are waking up and they're having those symptoms and they aren't connected with their angels?
First thing about working with the angels, they hear you even if you do not hear them. And every prayer gets answered. By that time, I was aware of them. But now that I'm telling you this story, you're aware too that when you get in your car and you're outside the grocery store or the mall and you go, all right, angels, and you don't even have to remember the names of the angels to ask. You just say angels, they'll respond. Angels, I would really appreciate some help. Could you help keep my energy field contained so that I can stay light, bright, and joyful and get through my shopping trip focused without feeling everybody else's stuff today? I would be very grateful. That's it. It's that simple. They brought extra energies around you to raise your frequency, kind of keep you in a little energy bubble and keep your awareness contained more within you. You can still see everyone and smile at everyone and send blessings and hold compassion and a big smile without radiating and then soaking everything up like a wet sponge. Every prayer gets answered. There's a lovely phrase, in the asking, it is given. The moment you form a prayer or even ask a question, the universe is reciprocal. So you ask a question, in that same instance, the answer to your question is formed. And now you need to stay open to receiving it.
What
You
are your
ask for help. Go ahead, Jenna.
What are your thoughts on being the frequency that you want to attract through prayer?
Yes. So if everyone around you, your family, friends, people in the mall, if you just think about it and say, what are they feeling? Imagine what they're going through. Grief, lost loved ones recently, overwhelm, feeling lack, feeling that they don't have access to everything they would desire, stress at work, whatever. So as you imagine that, those are what they're struggling with. So the moment that you say, I feel compassion for all of you. Compassion is a higher vibrating frequency. It literally in energy vibrates faster than grief or despair or shame or guilt or anger. The moment you focus on just simply, I have compassion for you all, whatever you're going through, you've elevated your frequency a little bit higher. How else can you open it up a little higher? As Janet just said beautifully, say some prayers. Start your day by saying, angels, Mother, Father, God, I ask that everyone who doesn't have homes be blessed with warm housing. I ask that everyone who doesn't have enough to feed their families today, somehow a miracle would occur and they would be blessed with everything they require. It used to bother me. I'd drive by and I see homeless people and it slayed me. I couldn't even drive by them. And what I learned was if something is being brought into your awareness, it's coming for a reason. The first thing is you start learning that you feel for them. But the second thing you learn is, if I'm aware that they are requiring something they don't have, I could pray for them. In the asking, it is given. And so when one of us down here prays for someone else, then the angels can respond to help the other. The request for assistance must come from the earth realm where the assistance is required. So angels do not have it's a cosmic law of no interference. They can't just jump in and see someone who's homeless and go, let me help work out getting them food and shelter. They can't do that. That would be interfering in our free will experience.
Right.
But if I see someone having a hard time and I invoke assistance from the masters, the angels, Mother, Father, God to assist them, now the angels and the masters can respond.
I'm going to stir up this conversation just for a minute. If so, I mean, we're very much talking to help one individual, but we are aware of the driver behind you that lets you in, right? And that's why psychic abilities, mediumship, that is why all that works, because we are actually oneness pretending to be separate in this 3D world. If you are struggling with something that is constantly on your mind, like, lack of money, lack of health, I don't know, a father that died, right? And it's always in your awareness, then you're feeding that noise into the collective. You could ask for prayers as if it's not for you, but for everyone that has recently lost a father or recently struggling with money around holidays or something like that. That maybe if we're not asking for ourselves, that might help the collective truly change.
Well, that's perfect. And when I had the awareness, oh, I'm seeing the homeless person, not so that I can feel bad and hopelessness about the homelessness, but rather to say, well, what do we need to create? What can we fix here? And so then I would say a prayer for that individual. And then I realize, oh, I need to expand it. All people everywhere. Oh, wait, animals need shelter and habitat too. All life. May all life be blessed with the perfect housing, habitat, good quality foods, enough of everything they desire and require. Mother, Father, God, I ask for the maximum assistance under cosmic law in complete alignment with the divine plan for all concerned. May it be so now. Thank you. And now you've just blessed the world. That was part of my awareness about doing planetary work. I'd hear a siren go by and I'd invoke an angel to help the paramedic. If the person's bleeding, angels can stop healing just like that, as I've discovered. I'd start invoking the angels to come and assist that. And then I go, well, there's probably a lot of ambulances rolling all over the world. So maybe I should invoke angelic assistance for healing for all first responders. Notice how I kept expanding it. And anyone who's trying to help anyone who's having a health crisis all over the world. I'm so grateful for your assistance. And the angels would say, okay, we're on it. And now they're busy for the whole day. So yes, we are so powerful. We are so powerful. And one of the things that can be a misunderstanding when you wake up as an empath and you see things and you go, I see hurt there, I see lack there. The misunderstanding is that you are powerless when you are so powerful beyond all words. Notice I asked for this request from all realms. What does that mean? It could be elementals, dragons, galactics, angelics, ascended masters. I just say I ask for the maximum assistance possible from all realms into whatever situation could be uplifted, but everyone's having a free will experience. I need to ask that it be done in alignment with cosmic law, no interference. If they don't want help, we don't have the right to push help upon them. If they're saying, no, I do not want help, then help will not arrive to them. And in alignment with the divine plan for all concerned. And then I let go of my lower body constructs and opinions about what's the right thing to happen here, because I probably don't know. It's too big, it's too vast. So I just turn it over to God, let go and let God. And
just
and
that
in
alone makes you have this deeper sense of compassion, this deeper sense of connection, so that you aren't alone. I really think that the key is to remember that we are more than just this body struggling with these different conditions and ailments in this reality.
I am a piece of God.
Mhm.
Yes, I have my own slice of it, my own soul gifts. I'm not here trying to embody every possible soul gift. I'm here on a specific journey. And so I've got a set of gifts that I'm developing and playing with. And this lifetime, I chose to have an experience of a long marriage.
Are you saying it's hard to stand out and do this work?
Well, it's not that it's hard. What it was for me was as I started bringing on my gifts, my body remembered all the times I got killed for this.
Yes.
I've been here on the earth a few times, not my first rodeo, as they say. And I showed up lifetime after lifetime to be a medium or to be a tea maker and an herbalist or to do this or channel messages from the divine. And I got whacked in almost all of those lives.
Yeah.
I have clear memories. And yet that's where a lot of trauma came up. Clear memories of how I got whacked. A cellular memory from my etheric body, which recorded all these memories of experiences, held a lot of trauma, pushed it into my body. And so as I would start doing the very things that got me killed in another lifetime, our physical bodies love us and they have this survival instinct. And so they go, this is starting to feel familiar to that time, that other lifetime where you did this and they killed you. So
I see a lot of heads saying yes, a
yes,
lot.
yes.
And in the,
yeah.
I think,
Well, I think
this
is a really deep conversation. So many people can relate to that. It's familiar. And because it's familiar, it's something I really want to avoid.
How many people go up to the top of a building and shake as they approach the edge, even though there's huge plexiglass protecting you? The body's going, this is not safe, get down, don't do it. And literally sitting there shaking. You can be trembling, what I call micro tremors, or you can be full body ratcheting. That all of that is release of fear. The body's saying, hey, I remember this. One time you were at the top of the volcano and somebody threw you in. Or you don't want to get that close to the edge because you fell off a mountain. All of that's impressed in your etheric body, which records all that information. The body is trying to keep you alive this lifetime. It says, you know, that time when you did the whatever, this is starting to feel like that, but here we are shaking. So what does that mean? The energy is actually leaving. If you're shaking, the energy is coming up and leaving. You have two responses, a choice to make. I'm going to shake it out and let it go. Or I'm taking the shaking as a warning sign I'm not safe and stop. And we have those choices. Stop, move away, or just feel and breathe and go, oh, this is kind of intense. This might be old.
Absolutely. I game and I will hit a cliff and the whole bottom of my body will fall out. I'm like, oh. I have this sinking feeling from a game, which makes me go, okay. It makes you curious. There are people that are terrified of flying, and yet they don't even have a narrative to why they're terrified of flying.
I
Right?
can't get my husband to go on a Ferris wheel with me. Thank you. No, he says. And when I observed several times when I'm going, well, yeah, I'm a little nervous, the top of that building in Singapore where you're right out over it. I was working there and a person I was working with took my husband and I out up to the top of the building, which is, I don't know how many stories high, and to the edge. And neither one of them wanted to get anywhere near the edge. And I went, okay, I'm just going to inch my way closer and keep telling myself, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. And I was able to do it. And the rest of them, the two men were hanging back going, no, thank you. And so I said to my husband, anytime, if you'd like some assistance, we could unpack some of that old fear energy from other timelines, and then you'd be able to do these things. And he says, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know
So,
that choice is a big changer in this game, is really making a choice to change it. But can you offer some other tools in your energetic toolkit for people that can't make that closer step? Like it doesn't matter what comfort zone it really is. Let's look at various comfort zones and how to make that step forward so that they can go beyond it.
so number one, if you notice you're feeling fear, then what would we rather feel? Safe. It's root chakra stuff. So take your right hand, your left hand, put it down in your hip crease. I'll stand up so I'll be on camera, where your upper body folds when you sit down and meets the top of your legs. So place your hands there in the hip crease, root chakra land, and claim what you would like to feel instead. I am safe. Let's do that. Everybody take your hands down at the hip crease where your upper body torso goes out to the legs. And what this starts to release is any fear or emotion that you have trapped in your energy field from any reason, from any timeline, from anywhere, anytime, any cause. So let's just repeat it slowly. And we want to feel, what would it feel like if that was true? That I am safe. And I'm choosing to feel safe always. Any situation. I see some mouths moving. So just repeat, I am safe. I am safe. And breathe. I am safe. Let me know in the chat what some of you are feeling. What are you aware of as you say that? I am safe. You're choosing a new state of being. No matter where I am, I'm going to choose, instead of feeling fear, I can choose to feel safe, be safe all the time. And that starts causing all of my experiences to be consistent with that. You start feeling emotion rise up as I said, I am safe.
I feel like my heart's racing and it goes further with a specific fear,
yeah.
right? It takes me down another thought.
What's really happening is you are releasing energies, memories, thoughts, emotion from other timelines where that was not true. And why are you releasing it? Because the moment you choose, I am safe, I am that I am, the God that I am is choosing a new experience. To be safe, feel safe, always have that as my reality. Obviously, you need to say it a few times so that you build momentum around what your choice is. I am safe. The whole body goes, oh, so you mean this fear, this trembling, this heart stuff, I don't need it anymore. Okay, here it comes. And you feel it. You become aware of it because you're releasing it. So the trick is to not attach to it while you notice it go by, because it's being transmuted, because you, the power of the I am that I am, chose a new experience to feel and be safe. Therefore, you no longer need anxiety, tension, worry about something bad's going to happen 10 minutes from now, tomorrow. You don't need it. You're saying it's not part of my reality anymore. I'm choosing to feel and be safe. And when I anchor that and know that's true, my choice, I align with it, I feel it so. I feel what it would feel like to feel safe. Everybody relax. Take a nice deep breath and relax into the feeling state of being safe. Then you're now resonating at I am safe. So what does the universe bring back to you? Matching experiences. And all this other stuff that you've been packing around, afraid to feel because it's fear and it doesn't feel so good. So you go, no, 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 I don't want to feel this. But the moment I choose to feel safe, then you don't need the baggage. You start vibrating up here. This other stuff starts vibrating faster and you feel it as it goes by. So you just breathe. And some of you, I am safe 3, 4, 6 times. And you may find yourself sobbing. You may find yourself releasing all kinds of memories and emotion from things that you experienced that were really hard. But you don't have to carry that energetic baggage anymore. You can say, I'm worth it. I'm choosing a new experience. And I have the courage to feel the fear or the sadness or whatever is going to come up, because I know that in this moment, I'm just sitting in a chair having a conversation with Janet and Jonathan Leonka. I am safe. I know I'm safe, but I'm also choosing this as my 100% of the time new experience.
But it would be hard to get there. What if you're sitting in the chair and at the end of the month, you're trying to scramble together another $100 for your rent? It's hard to make that leap for some people if it's a real situation, or you're sitting in the chair and hospice is going to call because your mom is going to pass any day now. And there's still safety around that. But I feel like it's hard for people to really get their energetic system on board sometimes.
So how do we get ourselves to the point where 100% of our energy is in choice, is in abundance, remembers the truth of our being, and is choosing and manifesting that, experiencing that all of the time? It's a journey, and that's why we chose to be here in these dense bodies having an experience. In the higher realms, everything moves faster, and you've all noticed how time is moving faster. The now moment is followed by the next now moment, because time is an illusion, but it's just now, 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 and it keeps shifting. But we chose to get a magnifying glass and come down and look at things slowly, so we could learn, I'm not my thoughts, but what I'm thinking is affecting how I'm feeling. And what I'm feeling is very powerfully bringing to me experience. It is drawing to me. And so it's a challenge, yes, very badly trained. Would we all agree? This lifetime, this body, and all other lifetimes, very badly trained.
And they don't teach us this stuff at school.
There's no Angel Academy 101. Where's the user guide? Every other thing I buy in the world has a user guide.
Even if it's a bad one, it's still a user guide.
I didn't get the manual. And we're having to remember the manual. So yes, my heart goes out to everybody who finds themselves in a predicament where they don't have at the end of the month what they require for meeting their rent. That's an experience they're having, and it's not a fun one. But how do we shift it all? I'm worthy of having and receiving everything I desire and require. I'm worthy of feeling secure all the time. If I don't have the money in this moment, somehow the money will just show up.
And really being that frequency and really receiving that. I think that's the leap that's so hard for so many. And I just wanted to see where you're going to go with that.
Yeah.
But as we all start to have more safety in sharing our gifts and in the way that you have done for several years since your awakening, we all are giving ourselves more permission to step into this new realm of awareness without persecution. So great for that and grateful for that. But we can ask for more feeling of safety as we explore and learn and share our gifts.
Yeah. I did a lot of shaking. I did a lot of crying, and I kept reminding myself, this is not the lifetime you get killed. This is the lifetime people are going, please go ahead and channel an angel. This is a gateway. I did a meditation this morning and stood underneath a gold gate, like an arch, and stood in the gateway to receive the energy. And boy, I was feeling it, and my stuff was coming up, tears, sadness, because when I'm receiving this much beautiful energy, I no longer require, and I found more fear in myself. And I went, okay, good. Let's let it up and out. So the energies were pounding in all week, have been. You might have noticed it. You might have been feeling things, symptoms in your body, more tired, headaches, joint aches, you name it. And I had a group I was working with, and I always tune in and ask the higher realms, how can I be of service to this group? And Archangel Michael popped in just like that. And he said, how about I provide you a harmonic code, which is a light code, to help everyone assimilate the incoming energies. So I offer that for you now. What is a harmonic code? When I receive them, I channel them, and I believe it's a co-creation that Michael and I convene our awareness, and we get some numbers and colors. I think I was only listening to him, and he has a clearer awareness about what all's going on than I have, broader perspective.
Okay.
For those of you who are here live, if you look now, you can see the code. For those listening on the replay, let me give you the code, just a picture of Archangel Michael in this code. So what is this code? Notice, for those of you who can see it, it's a color and a series of numbers, another color or a description of light, and then some other numbers. So I'm going to read it out loud so you can feel it and receive it. The intention is it's a code to help you adjust your own energy field so that it's easier for you to receive the incoming light. What I saw or felt was the energy coming in like a wall and sort of crashing into my energy field. Because it was a lot of unfamiliar, my natural reaction was to contract or tighten up. Well, that's the exact opposite of what we need to do to receive. We need to be open and fluid. This code helps your body know it's safe, it's okay, and you can relax now so that the energy can come in. Let me read it out loud. Those of you here on the call, you can see it in the chat. Read it to yourself quietly while I read it, and then we're going to have everybody read it out loud and see what you feel. Okay, first, blue, 795. 987 6253. Diamond light 2788 99999. So everybody allow yourself to feel what's going on in your body, your energy field. Notice if anything's shifting. Notice if you are breathing any different. How are you feeling? Jenna's sharing feels blessed. Others of you type in, what are you feeling? And now we'll do it again. Now this time you're reading it out, each of you. And Jenna, I'm going to suggest that one of you, Jennifer, goes off mute and you read it out loud so that they hear it in another voice, and everybody else read it out loud for yourself simultaneously.
Blue, 795 987 6253. Diamond light 2788 99999.
The energy's shifting, so allow yourself, everybody, just allow yourself to feel what's happening in the energy, in your personal energy. I hear people have written they feel calm. My belly is doing flip-flops. Lovely. Light, light, feeling light and perceiving light. I feel white light above me strongly, more magic.
I feel smiley.
Smiling, yeah, extra smiles. Do you notice how calm the energy feels?
Yes.
It's like really deeply calm energy. So now we're saying share the blessing. We're inviting that shift, that calmness, that very quiet energy, if you feel into it. It's almost like all the noise just stopped.
You can perceive that throughout the call.
It's very palpable. Feel free to use that code a couple times a day, write it down on a card, have it in your wallet, put it on a Post-it note, put it on your computer, put it on your mirror. When you brush your teeth, read it out. The beautiful thing about light codes is you don't have to think. You just read.
It goes past your subconscious and past all the noise and chatter. How does this work?
We are codes, and now I can see fields of energy. I can see like diamond light matrices of energy. I can see codes coming in. If I make a call and ask for how can my energy be more of this and expand or feel more power or whatever, then I can watch codes come in the asking it is given. I'm open to discovering. And so then I can cry my tears and become more aware of a fear or some kind of belief I'm running, which is not truth. And so I go, oh, there it is. Okay, well, I teach in the class. This is a selenite light wand, but one of the tools I teach is a miracle wand, seventh dimensional miracle wand. I tap it around my mental body and clear those beliefs that I noticed, which are not my highest thought. They're not truth. They're some kind of limiting version of what I think is possible or true in the world. I ask Spirit, my guides, show me what it is that I'm doing, thinking, or saying that's getting in my own way. And then you'll be shown. And it may be that a family member will say to you at Christmas, you're always doing blah, blah, blah. And you'll have to sit there and breathe and go, oh, thank you. I asked to be shown. And don't shoot the messenger. I asked to be shown, and now stuff is coming up. You're doing this, you're thinking that. And it may be a family member, and you may think, oh, they're always criticizing me. But if you stop and go, what's the gift here? Are they telling me or showing me something that I actually asked for and prayed for? It's just hard to receive it from this person. I'm going to acknowledge the blessing is I learned something that I asked for. And I got to practice receiving guidance from people that I would like to put up a wall and say, no. You probably become aware of old familial patterns that rose their head in your family. And then you can go, oh, okay, I blaze forgiveness through that. So I don't think about them when I ask for a code. I just listen and I write down what I'm getting. And then I looked at it after and I said, oh, look at that beautiful last string. Diamond light, the 9, 2, 7 adds to 9, the balance of all things, infinity, which includes everything, and self-love. I didn't spend any time analyzing it. I just receive it. It'll just integrate in and you'll feel better the next few days. Or way more of your stuff will come up faster. And both are blessings. Right?
And one of the things that stood out to me was you've been doing this work for a very long time. I really admire you and your work and your authenticity for coming out with so much. You are one of those beings for me. You said that you still felt sadness and a rush of emotions that you had worked on. Instead of feeling into that sadness when you received all of this rush of information, you knew that this was something exciting for you to change and to transmute that energy. I thought, wow, I got that. I said, okay. And that lets me know that even though I've been doing this work and on this path, there is so much to still integrate and not to get stuck in that lower vibrational.
And I will say, I only just woke up in 2011. What did all that mean? And I'd get guided, don't eat this, stop drinking, all organic, do this, do that. And it's like, I was on a marathon to unpack, cry, cry, cry. Well, that was a good cry. What's next? It was downright exhausting, the speed at which I was being asked to open and remember. But, that just happened to be my journey. The opening was fast. For those of you who say, wow, you have all these perceptions, you can see energy matrices. It was 3 years after I woke up that I was starting to be able to ask questions to angels and have a conscious awareness of the answer, not like full sentences, but a couple words, and starting to get insights. I was starting to do readings for people in 2014. So be gentle with yourselves, all of you. However you're receiving and however things are opening up for you are perfect.
My name is Sue. First of all, I want to thank you with blessings and gratitude. Right now, I'm in a sight challenge. And when you read off the code, I actually had tears. Michael must have answered my prayer and said, look, I can't see this right now. And you gave it out loud, Jenna. My question is, I've been seeing the colors. I don't know who's been coming around me, though. I know Michael. I talked to him. He's with the very light crystal blue. And he's showing me this big C. I guess it's a code or something. It's a real big C. I've seen it now for the last 4 days.
Letter C, Sue? Can I ask you?
It's like a big golden C, but it's crystalline. And it's a perfectly shaped C.
Beautiful. Susan, take one hand, put it over your heart. Close your eyes. Would you like to receive your own download and awareness of what this is? Would you like to get it? Would you like to have the awareness come in? I'm going to give you something. I want you to open, because this is a lot of information and awareness. Are you open to receiving?
Yes,
and having
I
your
am.
higher
Yes.
self bring this on down? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Take your crown chakra top of your head and open it to the full breadth of your, there you go. Nice deep breath. So we're asking your I am presence to download the information, Michael, in your presence, to bring in more information. Now tell me 3, 4, 5 words that start with C. First thing that comes to your mind. You can open your eyes now.
I hear central,
Okay.
correct,
Okay.
courage.
Okay. Consistency, constant.
Okay.
Co-creation. So a little exercise for you now is take a little journal, and I know sight's not great right now, doesn't matter. You can still hear,
Right.
feel, and write, even if you're scribbling on top of the word you just wrote down. Just sit quietly and receive and record. If you prefer, get a recorder on your phone, have your husband help you turn it on, and then just stream of consciousness, speak out everything that comes to you. C stands for, and just let it through, and then listen, because when you're downloading like that, we're generally not able to remember because you're actually in a different frequency, what you're writing. And so then afterwards, you could listen to it again and again and see what you said, because it's good probability you might not even remember what you said. It just comes through. Okay. That's how you're going to get there. Courage, consistency. You're being given information about the energy you can choose to embody for a big shift.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's something that came through when doing that. I kept hearing, I believe in magic. I believe in magic. I believe in magic. I thought that was really cool. It was just really cool that, so you said co-creation, and that was the first word I heard. And then I heard C is for cookie, which had to be there.
Yeah, sure. The message was for everyone who hears it.
Yeah.
And so whatever you receive there, oh, I should do more automatic writing. Oh, I should ask a question, because you are literally getting a download and you're letting it come through you And you stop thinking when you write. The faster you write, the more the brain is out of the way and you're just receiving.
All right, let's talk about your program. If you've loved this call, this is a place to start with Janet.
I put together this program to help all of you learn what I needed to learn. This is literally what I spent the first 2 or 3 years learning and practicing, because otherwise I was going to be overwhelmed for life. I was going to be, wide open receiving. So we've already kind of gone through. Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed? Do you wonder? You're sensing other people's thoughts. Is something draining your energy? Health issues can result from taking on other people's energy, because I work the planetary field. How to discern if the thoughts you hear are yours, and some are, but most are not. And how to establish sovereign dominion over your thoughts and feelings. Routines, clearing. We'll look at, perhaps some of you are so cool and opened portals in your home, places where at nighttime you travel, or other beings come in through those portals. Or you may have inherited, moved into an apartment and portals are present. So what this includes is 4 energy clearing and empowering master classes. Each one's about 2 hours. It's actually audio visual. You see slides and you hear my voice. How and why empathic people take on energies and emotions, and how to tell if you're doing it, and how to bring it into your awareness and stop and go, oh, this doesn't belong to me. Return to sender with love. I teach very simple things you can do that immediately clear your field. To know that your empathy, your ability to perceive other people, these are your clair senses coming online. These are your superpowers. One of the most powerful tools you've got is clairsentience. When I work the planetary field, I feel the planetary field. And that's clairsentience. That's what starts with empathy. The second one is how to clear energetic interference and establish your sovereign energy field. You may be living in an apartment, you may go to work, and you may feel like somebody said something kind of nasty, and you felt not just the words they send to you, but that they actually shot you a line of discordant energy, and how to address that in the moment without even speaking to them. You notice how clear your mental body goes calm. I'll lead you through a process to help you notice if you've closed down the back of your chakras, and allow you to open them back up, which allows you to receive more. Why you might have closed the back of your chakras, and how to open them up fully so all the energy flows through. And there's 4 MP3s, and one is that daily energy hygiene. So I teach you how, but you can just listen to this MP3 and I guide you for 8 minutes. You have a tune-up and then you go off to work. So starting your day, and you get to hear my voice, the encouragement. I'm holding the field for you so that you can embody a more peaceful, grounded, and powerfully surrounded energy field. We do a lot of energy work, but you're learning tools that you can use every day in any experience. This is all the stuff I learned to use so that I wasn't overwhelmed with my empath abilities coming online. Important stuff.
The link will be in YouTube in the description.
To understand these practices more fully and what is available. Just hearing you talk about some of that stuff, I thought, golly, these are different approaches that I may not have even thought to invoke or use in my everyday life. And it's available, and you're showing us how to do this. This is amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, you guys, that's a wrap. Next week, we have another week of shows. Lianka and I are hosting our own holiday festive show on the 17th. And then we've got Joy on that Thursday.
That'll ensure you're getting our emails. I also suggest, if you're not sure, you can go to our homepage at www.houthustle.com. We'll put the link there, and it's also in the description. So you can sign up and you'll get the new free gifts we're offering, plus 2025's newsletter. So make sure that you, even if you think that you might be already subscribed, just go on over there and re-sign up, even if you already have before. That just ensures that you get all the new goodies.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's it. We're super excited to have you. Thank you all for joining.